In this module, I cover animation basics in PowerPoint. There are at least 3 reasons why animation is important in PowerPoint. First, to direct viewers' gaze. The reason this is important is because many times viewers have no clue of the location of the main point or text on the speaker's slide. The second reason animation is important is to enhance viewers' engagement. And animation has the potential to both sharpen the audience's focus and keep them engaged. The third reason is to use animation as a digital pointer. The laser pointer concept only goes so far and has serious limitations in many contexts, to which I'll allude later. Before delving into any specifics of PowerPoint animation, I'd like to present several everyday examples from our digital and virtual worlds as illustrations of the effective use of animation. The first example is of map location. The red marker here is hard to see quickly on this map, but once it begins pulsating, its location is immediately clear. A second example is with ride services, in which the location and movement of the pickup car is given in real time on a map viewed on a smartphone by the person who summoned the ride. A third example, which we see every day on the weather, includes movement of weather systems, in this case of cyclones. A fourth common example is simply with our smartphones, where typing the incorrect code elicits movement to indicate that we made a mistake in entering our PIN number and therefore need to retry. A last example is use of visual movement on online catalogs to indicate change of product categories, in this case in Amazon shopping. Animation can also be used to create digital pointers, which can eliminate the need for speakers to face the screen to use their laser pointer, to worry about waving their laser pointers around the room, to avoid endless circling with their laser pointer, or to make visible their nervousness with a shaking laser pointer. And in a very large room, a laser pointer is invisible to audience members seated in the back. Laser pointers are also useless for video screen capture, and thus a digital pointer is needed. As noted in an earlier module, there are 4 PowerPoint animation categories, including entrance, exit, emphasis, and motion paths. Here I illustrate each of these categories with 4 selected examples within each category. The animation concept will be illustrated using the animation itself. 4 examples of content entrance include appear, wipe, fly in, and zoom. There are around 3 dozen other entrance options. Content can exit a slide by disappearing, by wipe, by fly out, by dissolve out, and about 3 dozen other options for exiting that, most of which are reversed analogs of the entrance options. Animation options for emphasis include change the font color, in this case from red to black, change of line color, in this case from black to purple, change of fill color, in this case the circle from blue to green, and grow shrink, in this case grow by 50%. There are another 2 dozen options for emphasis. Movement path options include left to right, up and down, around, and repeats. There are another 3 dozen movement paths, although custom path is my favorite because I can create my own path. Most of the animations have the following options and modifications, including when to start, including on click, with previous or after previous, and animation duration. Effect options include, for example, fly in from the left, wipe from the top, or shrink by 50%, all depending upon the particular animation. Effect options also include choices for after the animation, such as hide on next click or hide after animation. I will close with 3 animation rules of thumb. First, be consistent. Here I refer to the use of a small number of categories of animations in a given presentation. Settle on one type of animation for similar content. Second, be judicious. For example, you don't want to wipe in text on one slide, fly it in from the top on the next, fly it in from the bottom on the third, and finally fade it in for the fourth. The same rule of thumb holds across all slides as well as across the entire talk. Third, be strategic. An iron rule in best practices of slide preparation is to never use animation for animation's sake. Only use animation if it will enhance understanding of and/or engagement with the content. This ends this short module on animation examples and basics. In subsequent modules, I will show specific examples of different ways to use animation in presentation of slide content and overarching strategies.